Welcome back to Tech with Adil MC, everyone. For those of you who are new, my channel is about tech, cars, and anything else I do for fun. In today's video, I'll be changing the oil and replacing the front brakes on a 2002 Ford Escape V6. The car looks very good for its age overall, but I'm sure the brakes won't come off super easy. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's jack up the car. The oil drain bolt was very tight and it took a bit of time to get loose. Once you loosen it, go ahead and let the oil drain into your drain pan. Next, remove the old oil filter, and this can be very tight too. It can be useful to use an oil filter wrench to loosen it. I usually wipe the car of oil residue, just so that after I put everything back together, if there is an oil leak, I know that it's not from the residue. Here is a close-up view of the location of the oil drain plug and oil filter location. Install the new oil filter, and I usually put a bead of old or new oil on the new oil filter O-ring. This helps to form a nice tight seal. Time to change the front brakes. Start with removing the wheels. The caliper bolts are covered by a plastic cover. You can use a flathead to pry it off. Use a T45 Torx driver to remove the caliper bolts. I would definitely use some sort of penetrating rust oil to avoid stuck bolts. It worked absolutely amazing for me. Also, remove the clip on the outside of the caliper. I had to use a swivel extension to get good access to the top bolt. Pretty bad design on Ford's part. I use a solid extension as a screwdriver and it helps to quickly unscrew the bolts. Okay, so the caliper should generally come off easy, but if it's stuck, go ahead and grab yourself a hammer and a rod and just hammer it out. The caliper didn't come off easily because the design has one of those brake pads clipped on the caliper. Again, another bad design in my opinion. Now remove the brake pad that's clipped to the caliper. Now remove the other brake pad, and the next step is to remove the brake pad bracket. So for these bolts, I tried the rust penetrating oil and a drill, which gave me no luck. When this happens, you can use a breaker bar or extend the ratchet with something for more torque. For me, this worked like a charm. Remove the bracket and tie the caliper to the car strut so it's not in the way. Remove the old rotor, and if it's stuck, go ahead and grab your hammer. Hammer various sides lightly to get it out without making it more stuck. Okay, time to clean the surface of your wheel hub. I usually just scrub with a wire brush and brake cleaner. Then wipe and repeat until it looks clean. Now clean the surface of your new rotor on both sides and install it. You can use a microfiber cloth and brake cleaner. Let's use a wire brush and brake cleaner to clean the brake pad bracket so that the brake pads can sit without tolerance issues, and remove old brake lubricant. Reinstall the brake pad bracket. Clean the new brake pad surface with brake cleaner. Next, lubricate the brake pad ends, but make sure to not overdo this. You don't want this to leak and go in between your brake pad and brake rotor. Use some sort of tool to push the caliper piston in. Clip in the brake pad to the caliper and then re-clean the surface. Reinstall the caliper, and by the way, I would recommend putting some anti-seize on your bolts so it's easier to open next time. Install the caliper clip back on. Alright, so we're almost done. Here's how it looks. Old versus new. Put in the bolts for the caliper and tighten them. Reinstall the wheel. Oops, don't forget to add oil back in the car. This car drinks a whole bottle. Deposit the old oil in the new oil bottle for easy storage. Start the car and test everything including brakes. Turn off the engine and check oil level. Make sure it's optimal levels. Alright, finally you can go back to driving as normal. Just make sure to follow the speed limit and don't cruise in the left lane. That's the end of the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content.